The vengeance of a tree. The sun was setting, painting the windows of Jim Daly's saloon in C with warm yellow light. Inside, a group of men, mostly farmers, a few shopkeepers, and the town's editor, were talking about a terrible thing that had happened. Walter Stedman, a ranch worker for Mr. Kelsey, had been accused of killing Mr. Kelsey's daughter. One of the men, who was known for being a bit of a scaredy cat, said he had seen the whole thing while walking through the woods. He was too afraid to help, so he ran to get some miners who were having lunch. When they got to the spot, Margaret Kelsey was lying there, dead. Her killer had run away. The miners searched the woods, and they were just about to reach the Kelsey house when they saw Walter Stedman walking towards it, looking really nervous. They caught him right away. Stedman said he was innocent, that he had just found Margaret's body and was on his way to get help. But nobody believed him. They put him in the town jail, a small, stuffy place. Why did everyone think Stedman was guilty? Well, he was a young man from the city, and the people in C didn't really trust outsiders. They were all hard-working people, and they didn't like it when Mr. Kelsey hired Stedman instead of one of them. Then, people started gossiping about Stedman and Margaret. They said he had asked Margaret to marry him, but she had said no because he wasn't rich. When Mr. Kelsey fired Stedman after hearing these stories, everyone figured it was all because he had killed Margaret to get revenge. Stedman sat in his jail cell, feeling hopeless. He knew no one would listen to him. He was going to be punished, even though he was innocent. Meanwhile, far away from town, a vagrant got on a freight train. He was the real killer, running away from what he had done. He knew that the bad thing he had done would always follow him. Stedman looked out the small window of his cell as the sun went down. He thought about how his life was ending, even though he didn't do anything wrong. He remembered Margaret. She was beautiful, and he loved her. He thought about how they had kept their love a secret, hoping that he would get a better job so that he could ask her to marry him without making her father angry. He remembered the afternoon he had met Margaret in the woods. As they were saying goodbye, he heard someone walking nearby. He looked quickly and saw a man with a mean face hiding behind some bushes. He tried to go towards him, but the man ran away. The people in town gossiped about this, and they spread lies about Stedman and Margaret. They even told Mr. Kelsey about it, and he fired Stedman. He thought that Stedman wanted to marry Margaret, and she had said no, and that was why he had killed her. But that wasn't true. The real killer was still out there, and he would be free to do more bad things. But Stedman, an innocent man, would be punished. It was a terrible injustice. The night came quickly. A group of men, all wearing masks, and led by the man who had hated Stedman from the start, broke into the jail and pulled him out. They marched him through town, holding lanterns in front of his face. He was walking slowly, like he had no hope left. "That's a good tree," the leader of the men said, pointing to a big oak tree. They put a rope around Stedman's neck, and he was forced to stand on a box. The leader told him, "If you have anything to say, now is the time." "I'm innocent," Stedman cried. "I swear on God, I didn't kill Margaret Kelsey." "Prove it," the leader said with a sneer. Stedman couldn't say anything to prove his innocence, so the men kicked the box away, and Stedman was hanging in the darkness. The leader stood there, watching Stedman's body swing, and a creepy smile spread across his face. "I'll tell you a secret, boys," he whispered. "I was going to try to kill Margaret too, but I didn't get the chance. But now, he's gone." He paused for a moment and then said, "He's gone. Take him down." And so an innocent man was hanged, and the real killer walked away free. "I give up, son," old Farmer Brown said, throwing his axe down. "This tree is cursed. Look at how it's balanced. We've chopped away at it, but it won't fall." The tall white oak stood tall and strong, its branches spreading out like a giant, perfect umbrella. The farmer's son tried to convince him to keep trying, but Farmer Brown wouldn't listen. He was scared. "There are lots of other trees around," he said, "but this one, it's not right. If I had a rope, I could pull it down, but climbing it would be crazy. It's got the devil in it, I tell you." Farmer Brown was known for being a scaredy cat. When Mr. Kelsey's daughter was killed, he ran away. He even pointed the finger at the wrong person, who was then hanged. Now, Farmer Brown believed that the oak tree was magic, that it was protecting itself because something bad had happened there. It was the tree where the innocent man was hanged. It was a horrible night in California. The wind roared like a wild animal, and the rain poured down, making the trees sway and bend. An owl hooted in the distance, and coyotes howled on the hills. The sounds were scary, like something bad was going to happen. A man ran through the rain, trying to get home. He was taking a shortcut through the woods, and he saw the white oak. Suddenly, he stopped, shaking. It felt like something was watching him. "Oh my God, it's the tree where I hanged Stedman," he cried. He couldn't stop staring at the tree. He saw a piece of rope hanging from a branch, swinging back and forth. He started to think strange things. The rope seemed to get longer and turn into a noose, and he thought he saw the body of a man hanging there. His neck was purple, and his body was swaying. "Damn him!" he muttered, taking a step towards the tree. He almost looked like he wanted to help the rope choke the man. "Will he follow me forever? He deserved it, the bad guy. He took her life." But before he could finish his sentence, the oak tree seemed to come alive. It cracked and snapped, then crashed to the ground, crushing the man beneath it. From the broken tree, a gray shadow darted out and ran away into the dark woods. The oak was silent, but the man was gone. The wind was still howling, but everything felt different. The end. If you liked the story, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Was there anything that surprised you? Who's your favorite character in the story? I can't wait to hear your thoughts.